Hello fellow traders, and welcome back to the weekly overview of the Forex markets on a very exciting day today. Now if you are following the macros, the fundamentals, you know that we are gonna have some inflation numbers from United States today. They are estimated to be up in the range around 4 to 6%, depending on if you are choosing the normal inflation or the core inflation. But it is fairly high, and I know that Fed have been saying that it is transitory, but it is dragging a bit out right now, and I think the markets are starting to adjust towards a period with higher inflation over a longer time period. Also, I should apologize for my voice today. It is a bit rusty. I have been having some throat issues for a week or so, but I hope you understand. Alright, first of all, the little spaghetti chart here, where we can see a bit of a directionless market, because many of these currencies, the relative strengths towards each other, are moving in a fairly sideways direction here. There are something we can have a look at. We can see the yen, the Japanese yen, is fairly high here. That is the red one. It is fairly high but turning downwards, and we can see that here as well. Yen is turning down, yen is turning down. So it seems like yen is losing some strength. Now, when the inflation numbers come today, we might see some more movement in these different areas, because if the inflation keeps being high, it'll probably push Fed towards some interest hikes a bit sooner, and that will affect the US dollar. In this chart, we can also see that the purple line here, the Canadian dollar, is moving upwards both on the daily and on the 4-hour time frame. So there might be some trades with some long in CAD here, maybe even a long CAD towards a short yen here. Let's have a look at the charts in a second. It could also be the US dollar that is going slightly upwards. It could be the Swiss franc that is staying a bit fixed up here in the positive territory on a weekly chart here, moving upwards. So let's have a look at what different options we have. Personally, I would be a bit hesitant taking some trades today, since we have the inflation numbers coming up. A lot of people are watching these inflation numbers, but let's have a look at them. We have our normal chart here, as you know, the weekly, the daily, the 4-hour and the 1-hour time frames. And if we try and match a long Swiss, a long CAD, a long dollar, maybe with a short yen, we can try and have a look. We have the, let's see here, we have the Swiss yen here right now, and it should be a long Swiss and a short yen. So we are going towards, let me just delete this one, a potential long Swiss yen. Now this doesn't tempt me too much, to be honest. We can see the weekly time frame is moving upwards. The daily might be finding some bottoming here. I don't really like this scenario here. If we look at the 4-hour time frame, it is down here finding support, and we might draw some trend lines. We should be a bit wary of drawing trend lines, because where will we draw them? Often we tend to draw them where they are supporting our bias of the market. But it's a bit interesting here. If we go down onto the 1-hour time frame, we can actually see here that we have what is called an inverted shoulder formation here, and it is breaking up. This could be some indication of some further up movement here. I would like a bit movement up, a retracement here, and then some strength. Then I might be interested in the long Swiss yen here. Alright, if we're looking at some of the other pairs, we can see that we have the long CAD yen. If we're just finding that one here, CAD yen coming up here, the exact same picture here. It is moving downwards, finding some support, and looking at the 4-hour time frame, well, it doesn't look too tempting. Yes, there might be some support here, but until we see some definite move up here, some retracement. I will not be taking long in the CAD yen, not as of right now. The last one was the dollar yen. We have that one down here, and that is the exact same picture. So I am a bit wary of taking trades out of that spaghetti chart today. We should be aware not just to take them completely blindly here, just following these. These are just the relative strength among the different major currencies, and then of course we'll have to find the right setups here. Now I am in 4 trades right now. I am in a short Australian dollar, US dollar here. This one we can just delete here. As you can see, I took the trade up here. We were breaking down. We had a trend line here on the daily time frame here. We were breaking down, and looking at the 4-hour time frame here, you can see there was a breakdown here. We could have easily taken it here. I actually think I was in this trade. I'm not 100% certain. But then again, we are looking for structure, and the next structure low was here, was tested a couple of times, broken here, and now they tested. It made a, you could draw a bear flag here, like this. And when that was broken, I took it, and I'm aiming for something like 1.5 to 1. So there's a lot of wiggle room here all the way to, up here. So I'll just let it run. It might take 2-3 days, maybe an entire week. So that one I'm short Aussie dollar. I am also, yeah, that's actually long. That is a Euro Aussie. I just took this morning. A bit against my principles taking it now that we are having the inflation numbers, but these are not directly correlated to the dollar. So what we saw here was, if we just start at the daily time frame here, we saw a clear downtrend. We saw a break up, so I knew I would have to look for long trades. Now what I was looking at the 4-hour time frames? Well, we had a couple of tops here, and I was looking at a break of these tops and then a retracement back towards the test, and they just came back testing. I must admit I was a bit too slow here, but I got in here around the 157, 16, 17 ish here. Yeah, and the stop is quite narrow. Let's see where it goes. It might turn around and hit my stop loss, but as of right now, the trend is quite good, and again, I'm aiming for around 1.5 to 1. So a goal up here 1.579, something like that. All right, that was 2 of the trades. Then we have a pound swish that I am short in, and again, the trend is down. The trend is down both on the weekly and on the daily. So I know I'll have to look for short trades. I could not ever take a long trade here. So I'm looking at this one. Again, I'm looking for this structure low. It was broken, and I think I actually took it on this one here. You should be careful having your stops too close here. It might actually have been this one I took it on. I can't even recall, but I put the stop up here. Right now we're in a bit of a positive here, and again looking for around 1.5 to 1. So there's a good movement down here. If I get down to around 1 R in profit, I might just take the stop loss down close to a break even, something like that. But as you can see, it moved up here tonight, but then it made this high wick here, and that made me quite comfortable that we were to be sent further downwards, and that is where we're going right now. Last trade I have on right now is a short New Zealand dollar yen. Now, as you can see in the top area here, they have been bending downwards. Now this might be some huge bull flag that will send us upwards again. We can never be certain of that, but right now the movement is to the downside. Looking at the 4-hour time frame here, let's just see where my profit thing here disappeared. I'm not certain where that is, but I took the trade. Let me just see here on the 4-hour time frame. I took it, it was a bit of a sideways movement, and I was tempted up here but didn't take it here because there was not really, yes, it was a lower top, but there was not really confirmation in any of the structures here. We did have one here that was broken, and this is on this movement down that I actually took it, because the tops, if you look at the angle here, the angle started to accelerate downwards. So this was an accelerating downwards trend, so I didn't have too much of a problem taking it here. Now it has been moving against me here. It was actually fairly close to 1.5 to 1 here, but it moved against me here. I haven't moved the stop loss, to be honest, but I could easily move that down here somewhere. Right now it is showing a bit of weakness, so we might see some further drop here. Let's hope that. And yes, let's see where that goes. But right now I am in a nice profit of around 0.7, 0.8 R altogether on all the trades. So if we are getting close to the inflation numbers today, and I am up something like, let's say 2R or 2.5 R on 4 trades, I might close them down simply to take a bit of the uncertainty out of it. But let's see where that goes. I hope this was a bit of an inspiration for you. Be wary of the inflation numbers today. They might move the market, at least the dollar market, quite a lot. So we'll have to see where that takes us. I will talk to you again next week, and until then, take care of yourself and your money out there. Bye for now.